TV. Give me some of that sweet, sweet pep. Yes! Get out!
This is a suburban neighborhood in San Diego, California, home to one of the largest economic cities in the U.S., with low crime rates and minimal police presence. While on the other hand, a few hundred miles north of San Diego lies Oakland with higher poverty and crime rates, with more notable police presence all around the city, though the city is not underfunded or ignored by their own local government or the state of California itself. The city struggles to reduce crime rates despite having funding for the PD.
Why is this happening?
Police funding discrepancy.
What is it?
Let's change the scenery first.
Before we even begin to tackle this issue, we need to understand what police funding discrepancy is in simple terms. Police funding discrepancy in simple terms is the unequal difference in police funding across communities. The action itself is created by your city council members using local tax dollars to decide police department budgets, while the state itself indirectly contributes to this cause through distribution of public safety grants in certain cities. Despite these grand attempts to make communities safer, it ultimately fails to acquire permanent safety. Right about now, you're probably wondering whether this civic issue has any legitimacy when it comes to affecting local communities and California as a whole.
Well, it does, and you were wrong to think otherwise.
This issue is very much real, and it's all thanks to this man's research, Mike Males. Mike Males is a highly reputable lad who earned his PhD in sociology at the University of Irvine and now serves as the senior researcher for the Center on Juvenile and Criminal Justice in San Francisco. Through his analysis of crime data across all 58 California counties spanning juveniles and adult arrest rates, incarceration rates, he has concluded in one of his reports that despite California spending more money within the police department, it has led to lower clearance rates, crimes being solved, from a 22.3% clearance rate in 1990 to 13.2% in 2022. Additionally, despite police failing to solve crimes, the rate of imprisonment for violent and property crimes has risen exponentially by over 207% ever since the 1990s. As a result of police imprisoning far more people than they did before, minority groups are heavily susceptible to these incarceration rates because 47% Latinos already make up state prisons, while blacks make up 27% according to the report by the Public Policy Institution of California. Well, that's enough of me yapping, but now I will have my associate Charles explain where this civic issue immediate and root causes stem from. Take it away, Charles!
And now for the question you've been waiting for. Why do police departments in high-crime communities fail to create real safety despite having funding? It's because local and state governments fail to only provide surface-level safety rather than looking deeper into the issue. Let's take a step back and think about Oakland for a minute. But before that, we need to understand another term, General Purpose Fund. A General Purpose Fund is the wallet of a city provided by local tax dollars and grant money. To pay for everyday basics, a city is required to have, like public safety, infrastructure, and public works. Here is how Oakland fares when it comes to distributing funding from the 80 General Purpose Fund, with an astounding 44% of it going to the police force alone. A report by the City of Oakland. Now compare that to San Diego, that only needs 33% of its General Purpose Fund. On the police force, according to San Diego fiscal analysts, that 11% may not seem like it's packing much at first glance. However, that 11% makes up millions of dollars of potential funding for city reforms. The small margin Oakland does have to help with social infrastructure, housing stability, youth employment, mental health services, still falls short of giving people the opportunity to better their lives away from crime. But the paradox in all this is that if police do decide to reduce police funding to focus more on social infrastructure for long-term prosperity, immediate impacts of not acting against crime now will affect the community greatly. Since violent and theft crimes in Oakland happen every minute, leaving the police force underhanded would only result in the fire growing more, causing more deaths and property damage. I will leave my last thoughts to Ben, who may have a solution to what citizens and local governments can do to fix this issue. I hate you, Ben.
Now we saved the best for last. In order to find solutions to this problem, we need to break down what we already know. We know when it comes to general purpose fund, public safety needs a lot of attention to make sure communities are safe. Rather than having police deal with all social problems of the community, it's wiser to let social workers and EMT to deal with 911 calls, mental health emergencies, minor traffic stops, and homelessness issues. This only makes logical sense because those workers are part of general purpose funds. And having the police be replaced by these workers when it comes down to those problems ultimately cuts down on police officers, since fewer officers are needed to solve immediate issues, but ultimately steers spending to social infrastructure. However, to pass these laws, it would take city councils members and even California legislators, since they have the power to enact it. And the people who ultimately make sure that there are government members to pass these laws are the California people who vote for who represents them. So make sure to vote. That's all from me. Don't forget to smile.